Episode 46, Gideon's Call. The Israelites had turned away from God again, and because of this, they faced trouble from a group called the Midianites. The Midianites were strong and often raided the Israelites, taking their crops and animals. The people were scared and hid in caves. They cried out to God for help, and God heard their prayers. God chose a man named Gideon to help save the Israelites. Gideon wasn't a strong warrior or a famous leader. He was an ordinary man who worked on a farm. One day, Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress, trying to hide it from the Midianites. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon was surprised and said, "If the Lord is with us, why is all this trouble happening? Where are the miracles we've heard about? Now it feels like God has abandoned us." The angel said, "Go in the strength you have. You will save Israel from the Midianites, because I am sending you." But Gideon still wasn't sure. "How can I save Israel?" he asked. "My family is the weakest in our tribe, and I am the least important in my family." The angel reassured him, saying, "I will be with you." Even then, Gideon was nervous and asked for a sign to make sure it was truly God speaking to him. He prepared a meal and placed it on a rock as an offering. The angel touched the offering with a staff, and fire consumed it. Gideon realized he had truly seen an angel of the Lord. That night, God gave Gideon another task. He told Gideon to tear down an altar that the people had built for a false god. Gideon obeyed, but because he was afraid, he did it at night when no one could see him. When the people saw the broken altar the next morning, they were angry. But Gideon's father defended him, saying, "If this false god is real, let him fight for himself." Gideon was starting to grow braver, but he still wanted to be sure God was with him. He asked for another sign. He placed a fleece, a piece of wool, on the ground and said, "If the fleece is wet with dew in the morning, but the ground is dry, I will know you are with me." The next morning, the fleece was soaking wet, but the ground was dry. Still unsure, Gideon asked for one more sign. This time, he asked for the fleece to stay dry while the ground around it was wet. God patiently gave Gideon the sign, and finally, Gideon was ready to obey.